everyone. Welcome
Hi
to
there.
Coach's Corner.
Hey.
How are we
Hi.
today?
What a day.
I mean, you look really pretty in that sunlight, so
Do I really? Because I keep thinking, oh, that looks so strange. But
it looks glowy.
no, that's good. I just finally got everything to work. So yay.
Yay.
Perfect timing.
I know.
Yeah.
Perfect
So
timing.
we are here today to talk about the challenge and New Year's intentions.
Yay.
So for me, learning how to do intentions is a really, really important thing.
Would you say it's the same as a New Year's resolution?
No.
Yeah. Tell us why it's different.
So for me, an intention is resolution is something you say like, this is what I want to do, and I hope it happens, right? Because people, their intention is always to work out more,
Yeah.
to eat better. And I had a call today, with the Thankful Thursday, and they were talking, Coach Paula was talking about how it isn't about bad foods, it's about how you eat it, right? It's like if you're shoveling something all the time, that makes it a bad food. But if you're eating it to, everybody's addicted to the fast food. Not everybody, but once we become conscious of what we do and what we put in our body, it's like we start to pay attention more. But when you actually focus on, okay, this is what I'm going to eat, and whatever it's going to be, I'm being intentional about eating, because everything we do is intentions, right? Like being intentional about what you eat, being intentional about the things you set to do. So,
or it's not intentional. Yeah.
And you're shoveling it. Like I'm like you. How many people will run to McDonald's, shovel the food down, or whatever fast food is your thing, shovel the food down and run back and work. But they never stop and think like that, rushing what you're doing to your body by shoveling it down, instead of just actually take the time to just bite the food, chew the food, even if it's that burger, even if it's the French fries, take your time and eat it. So it actually is, you're getting to taste what you're, and then you won't crave it as much, because once you shovel it down, now you're still hungry because you shoveled it and your body has not processed anything. So it's like, they talk about how you get fat and blah, 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 it's like, what do you think you're going to do if you're shoveling everything you're doing is at a fast pace? Your body has, remember that? Well, I'm not sure if everybody learned that analogy about being chased by the lion, right? Because I know in HCI we learned that, your body, every time you shovel food down, it thinks you're being chased by a lion. So now everything you do, it thinks it's like, oh, we're about to die.
Yeah. It's in the flight mode.
Yeah, you don't know you're not being chased by a lion. So
and then you get stuck there chronically. Yep. Your body does.
Yes. So when you set an intention, it's even in the morning times, like that has become my thing. Like I intend for me to have an amazing day. I intend for things to flow to me. And therefore, if something happens, I'm able to take a breath and be like, you know what? It's okay. Because my day's still going to be great. It doesn't matter what happened just now. But for us, setting intentions is knowing that you have this goal to get to, and you have now shifted your focus on that intention instead of that hope for that New Year's resolution
or the goal. It's all about the system, the intention, what you're going to do all day, as opposed to the end result of the day.
Yes.
Or the year.
Yeah.
So it's not the outcome, it's the process. It's the process of doing every day.
Yeah.
I'm big on breaking it down.
I do that in some aspects of my life, but I think of it as daily systems. I hadn't thought of as intentions, but I did shift my focus from what I wanted to achieve to the how. And I just got into, this is how I'm going to do every day, so that end result happens. But I'm being intentional every day.
That's all. That's what it takes. Being intentional about your day. Like everybody waking up, I know growing up, you were taught like, I guess it wasn't taught. It was just something you end up like catching on to, right? Like you get mad and then you're mad for the whole day because you don't feel like what you were mad for was settled. So you're just mad all day. And then it's like, you think like, what the hell was I really mad for? And now I'm like, okay, I'm mad. You're irritating me. I'm gonna just walk away.
Yeah. Or let it go. I had a
Yes.
situation a few months ago where someone was really mean to me and I could not let it go. I kept thinking about what I would say or how I'd behave, and I knew not to do that.
Yes.
But it took me a minute to process it and let it go because it's just not normal in my life anymore. But it popped
No.
in. And I really feel like that happened for me to figure out how to let things go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I
Everything
have to
happens
say,
for a reason.
last year, my New Year's resolution was to get into my planner every single day because I wanted to think about my day,
Yes.
basically set an intention every day for what was important to me. And I made
Yes.
it probably like 300 out of the 365 days, and it's made a huge difference in my life. Huge. Just knowing what I'm up to that day. And when I don't do it, I forget things. I miss appointments.
Yes.
I mean, things are giving me alarms on my phone and everything, but if I don't sit down in the morning and look at the whole day and take time to be like, yes, this is what it looks like, and this is how I'm going to behave today, this is how I'm going to show up,
This is how we behave.
inevitably something gets lost.
It always does. It always
Mhm.
does. And it's like you become to the point where you have to live your life by task. I learned that beginning of this month. I went to a retreat and they talked about, the ladies were like, be a task manager, not a time manager. So no matter what, and I think we talked about this last week, right? Like that was the most, that revealing thing, like, oh my God, this is so much better because like if I'm used to wear that crown of multitasking. And then when I learned that multitasking is really not that great, you lose your productivity reduces because you're trying to do 100 things. And I catch myself, like I start something, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not okay, no, focus.
Critter brain. Yeah.
Focus. Like, don't worry about that. That'll come. And I just literally go down my little checklist and check it off. And it is great to write it the night before. So any surprises in the morning, right? Like something pops up, you're like, okay, I can shift this because then you don't forget that appointment you did have because you wrote it down the night before.
Yes, I agree 1,000%. And I think there's a few things. Were y'all going to say something?
What I like to do with intention is I was on a website just the other day, and I'm going to do something a little different this year. I'm going to choose the word of the year. And I'm going to, and I think this is something that we could share in our challenge, set the intention, choose a word of the day for the year. And I'm going to really reflect on what it is I want to manifest for 2022. And it does include health and well-being and what I take in and what I give out. And, one of the words that's coming to me, but I'm going to take time to think about it. And I'm going to write down several words. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to ask, is this an interest or is this something I can commit to?
Mm-hmm.
Is this a have to or a must? Mm-hmm. And for me, right now, the word that keeps kind of poking at me is alignment. Mm-hmm. Is all the aspects or all the things in my life that I'm trying to go after in alignment with who my essence is.
Yes.
Do I want to help others? Do I want to help my family? Do I want to help me? Do I want to make sure that my health is at optimal performance? And it's not just health with what we eat, but it's what we take in.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, the last couple of years have been very overwhelming, but overwhelmed, like we've just recently heard, I'm coining, is just a thought.
It is.
Yeah. And that was a light bulb moment when I feel overwhelmed and I feel anxiety. It's like, oh yeah, that situation could be neutral. It could be good or it could be bad. And so I'm pulling myself back and aligning what is it that I want to present myself as? And I think that that's what I want to take forward to others as well. Just make it simple. Find a word. Like some of the words that we could choose from are words as compassion, thrives, vulnerability, connection, peace, manifest, empowered, surrender, content,
Thanks, Philippa.
courage.
I
These
those
are
are
all
good.
things that
Mine's
I
persistence.
I didn't
Mine
work.
is persistence and patience this year. Those are mine.
Yes.
I'm
This
doing
year my
empowered.
word was decide.
Decide. That's
Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Philippa just joined in and said hers is going to be joy.
Yeah. I mean,
Nice.
yes. So I think it's for me. I learned the end of last year about choosing a word and how you wanted to, right? And my word last year was expectations. And
Nice.
for me, it was about me and what I expected. You know, like my expectations on everybody else. I have to remember that I can only expect things from me. So
That's right.
Oh,
you
good
know,
point.
all the way through, like every time I did a course or something else, expectations came up and I'm like, okay, I got it.
Right.
I got it. Like, get your whole life together. Stop. I mean, I talked about it before. My expectations for my husband were like through the roof, but I learned that my expectations have to be for me and only me. That's the only person I can expect
That's
the
such a good
result.
point. I've never thought of it quite like that. I've thought about no expectations, but I've never thought about, I really can only expect something from myself
Yeah.
because I can't control others.
Expectations is set up for a letdown.
It is.
Mm.
It is.
Everybody comes to the party with their own point of view and their own being. So yeah, it's yeah. Right.
I have chosen my word for next year, and I just confirmed it like this week, and it's so funny because my word is intentional.
Oh yeah.
Because I find myself wasting a lot of time, and that's
Yes.
where it first came from, and I want to be more intentional with my time. And I want to be thinking about that all the time. Is this what I intended to do this morning when I sat down and looked at my planner and thought about this day and set the intention?
Right.
Like, am I being intentional, or am I just fluffing around?
Yes.
There's another thing that I learned from, I'm a big Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi type person.
Mm-hmm.
And, when you say intentional, I want that as well. But I've made a list of the top 5 categories of my life. My family, my health, my schooling, and anything that I am going to, if someone is it yes or no?
Yeah.
If someone invites you to do something, I don't have to give it too much thought because I say, does that request fall into my 5 main life categories?
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't, then it's going to take away from my alignment.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good point.
Do you hear an echo?
Yes.
Yeah. I hear talking now too.
Okay. But anyway, so that's what I try to do, and it's really working. I find myself being a lot less. It's creating healthy boundaries for me, and it's allowing me to have less grunge because I'm not trying to please everybody else. It's just like I've had these categories, and I'm sharing with you these categories, and these are my goals.
Yes.
And I hope that you're happy for me that I have these goals.
I hope you're happy, right?
I hope that you're happy, and everyone that is close to me is happy.
Yeah.
Because they're in the inner circle, so they understand. It's that second layer inner circle that I used to try to please as well. So that is my alignment exercises,
Huh.
to pull back.
I
Yeah.
haven't thought about exercises. I like that. I need to think about the categories in which I'm trying to be intentional, because I have them
Yeah.
in my head, but outlining them will take it to the next step, the next level.
For me, it's all about going to the next level, right? Like are we not like my biggest thing is, are you not tired of sitting in that same place every year, right? Like,
Right.
or you say, I would like to do this, but I can't. But why can't you? Because you've now put that limitation of that I can't on yourself. So you'll never do anything more than say I can't, and continue to that yearning inside of you, always that something's always feeling like you have to do something, and you just never do. You never take that action. But it's
You never
just like
figure out what it is. Yeah.
it's and I just don't understand. Like I know it's a thing. Like when you're not ready to broaden your mind or broaden what you know, it keeps you in a stuck state. But then that not going after something that you want to do, or figuring out how to find that one person. Like you watch somebody on Facebook and you're like, oh, I really would love to do that, but all you're doing is watching them do it and just wanting and wanting. But
Yeah.
when does that thing click to say, you know what, let me reach out to them and see if they'll help me, right? Or set that intention that somebody will come into your space that can teach you how to do it. And that's what intentions are all about. Intending for something miraculous, amazing, to happen to you that will help you get to where you need to go. And that's what we need to do for New Year's, right? Like intend that the new year will bring you whatever it is. Start dreaming. That's what people need to do, is start being willing to be that child. And we had a conversation last night when we were talking about when we meditate, and some people see black, some people see color, some people see this. I mean, we all see different things, but it's how broad your mind is, what you see at that time. But then you have to ask yourself, are you willing to go that next level, to try to see that next thing, to reach and speak to your higher self? Because that's my goal. I need to talk to my higher self because I need to know what's going on. I need her to tell me.
Need her advice.
You're doing great. Like keep going.
Right.
You're on the right track. So I mean, that's my, that everybody don't have that goal. And I just, for my intentions for everybody who joins us, who is watching us, that they truly learn that there is a possibility to do everything you want to do. It's just what you're willing to put forth to get that thing.
Yeah, or what you're willing to figure out.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and it's
in this book called Hello Fears, and she talks about how time starts flying by the older we get. And she explained that it's really a way that we process memories. And when you get up and do the same thing every single day, you get up and make the same coffee, take the same shower, brush your teeth the same way, drive your car to work the same way, do the same job. We condense our memories into one. Like everything that is the same becomes one block of memory in our brain. And that's why time seems to fly.
Yes.
So if you do something different, you remember it because it was out of the norm, and it's literally a different memory in your brain. So if you feel like time's flying and leaving you behind, try something different.
That's funny.
Yeah, I thought that was so interesting.
It is.
What about you, Jessica?
I know you were quiet over there, girl.
I'm just taking it all in. I'm actually thinking about, I was raised, my dad was he got me into making notes about like what my plan is for the next day every single night. So I've been doing that a long time and it works. And I found that when I actually got out of that habit, I would say a couple of years ago, because of, life just got in the way and it slowly stopped.
Yep.
How little I was getting done. So I'm really going to go back to that. My intention this year is to really do that, bring my calendar and start writing things down every single day of what I want to do. As far as like, even with us doing this 14-day challenge coming up, like writing it down in the books, like what do I have to do to prep every single day for this, to get ready to put it out there for all of our followers who are going to start, in
Yep.
this journey with us, you know? So
Yeah, kicking off the new year differently.
yay.
Something
Yes,
you'll
changing it
remember.
up. Yeah, changing it up. Exactly. That's what we're doing.
You might make some kind of miraculous discovery about how you feel.
Yes.
Getting intentional. Look at all of our words and doing it with joy. I love that word, joy. It's beautiful.
That right there, like, be grateful for every and any little thing you have, because when you're not grateful, it seems like
I guess
you-
my interweb broke on me.
yeah, you popped in and popped. You came right back though. But when we're not grateful for the little things, like, I know people think like the simple things, like, when I deployed, and I learned that I should be very grateful for running water and flushing toilets,
Oh yeah.
because
Yes.
we had to go from this tent to the toilet, right? And when I deployed, it wasn't in them days where we were using just porta potties. I mean, on my deployments, we had porta potties and certain things, but I made my way like, I avoided them with all costs because they're just nasty to me. But not being able to get up and just go pee is a big thing. Like, it makes you think twice.
Especially when you need to.
Because I know people say it's not normal, but I drink so much water through the day, so I have to pee through the night. And the doctor's like, that's not normal. I'm like, well, I guess this is my normal because it has happened to me for a very long time. So I was just like, you're like, I gotta drink less water because I can't be getting up in the middle of the night going to that. You got to put all your clothes on just to go to the bathroom, because it's like, it's not, it ain't just, it's just not right in front of my door, right? Like, you got to walk to the bathroom. So that right there, being grateful for running water, being able, just having food in my fridge, right? I'm grateful for being able that nobody's hungry. And this is a little, like, people don't appreciate the little things, like, yeah, I got food, but it's always that but. So
it's always a but.
We always cancel out what's before that but. So it's like, I have that but this happened to me. Okay. It's gonna keep happening to you, and people don't understand that. The more you complain, the more crap is gonna just roll down the hill and knock you back over every time you stand up.
Well, because you're already forecasting it.
Exactly. I have a mentor who talks about a gratefulness rampage, where you just go off about what you're grateful for when you're feeling your worst.
Yeah.
And you just list the little things like that. I can get up and go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. I got food on the table. I got gas in the car. I can drive my kids to where they need to be. It might be the smallest things, but it's a way to literally switch your mindset in the moment of when you're having all that struggle and all that anger or angst or whatever it is.
Yes.
She talks about, go on a grateful rampage.
Yeah.
And it does change the dopamine in your brain. It's like a chemical cocktail.
Yes.
When you practice gratitude. And, gratitude practice actually creates more in your life. Imagine that.
Yeah.
It creates more joy. It creates more happiness. It creates more abundance. So the practice of gratitude, the practice of being grateful for your body and being able to pre-plan for the 14-day challenge, to look forward to how might my body benefit, or how might my mind benefit from doing a cleanse, bringing in the new year on something refreshing and whole and new and full of abundance. I think it's very exciting, along with a word, to go along with that, to take you throughout the whole year, to pull you back when you start going down the wrong path, do a course correction. It's like, what was my word? Alignment. Well, I'm way over here doing everything for everybody else.
Yep.
Which is keeping me from my health and nutrition, which is one of my 5. So, those are things that I haven't always practiced, but that's my intention.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do, to be in alignment.
Yeah, that's awesome. My word kept me very grounded this past year.
Perfect.
Because it was actually a Tony Robbins thing, and he talked about the word decision and how it comes from the word incision, which means to cut away everything that you don't need. And so when you decide to do something, you cut away everything that's going to keep you from that path. And that was huge for me. So I made some big decisions this year and cut away a lot of things that didn't serve me. But I would get off track and I'd think, okay, am I going to decide to move forward the way I intend to, or the way life is throwing me around?
That right there.
And it's throwing us around for a reason, right? It's giving us the nudges we need,
Yes.
the direction that we need it to be, and we like ignore it, right?
Yes.
So you have to like, okay, wait a minute.
We think,
my
like,
path
no.
is where.
Yeah.
Right now, I want to tell you all.
Whatever going to determine my path today, or am I going to determine my path? That was one of my biggest things.
Downfalls.
I love those shows, but they were so bad for me in every way.
Because you know what? It's nice to look at. That's what reality TV is about. It's somebody else's reality, and you can be like, oh, I'm not so bad.
It's always a train wreck. It's a train wreck of a reality. I don't even want that. And I'm like, why?
No.
Space? So I had to find some new entertainment.
Don't try Shameless. That's horrible entertainment too.
Oh, I don't watch it.
No, I like
don't
history
either.
channels. I want to hear about the good, the old. One thing I want to tell you guys that I'm super grateful for right now is there's a roof over my head here.
Girl,
thank you for that reminder, Chisa, because it is storming behind me.
I seen your earlier. No, ma'am.
Ooh, I'm grateful and thankful for this, for 4 walls.
Yeah, and heat, right?
And heat, yes, and heat.
My goodness. We are, our group is going to open up on the 15th, right? Our Facebook group, everybody.
Perfect.
To start after because we're collabing, right? On the 15th is.
Yes.
No, not the 15th. The 13th, right?
The 13th is Monday.
The 13th. We talk about 13th. Opening up on the 13th and starting to get our mind right. So
think of that word.
Yes, start thinking about your word you want to go into 2022 with and figure out what you truly want. And don't get overwhelmed. I don't like that word. Do not take on a thought that you have to have all the answers coming into this group. You do not. It is about growing and growing intentionally, so you don't have to worry about how am I going to do this? Because people, they're so busy worried about, oh, they're going to want me to do this and stop doing this and stop doing this. I'm not ready for that. That's cool. You don't have to cut everything out at once. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. It's just now being present and aware of change is a good thing. Like, you don't have to stay in that stuck state. You are 100% capable of growing to any size you want to grow to. It's just what you're willing to do to get there.
Just figure out the what. Figure out the what.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You want the how work itself out.
All right, guys, I got to cut out because I've got to go pick my child up.
All righty. Have a great
one.
All right. Talk to y'all later.
So, but yes, I'm excited for this new challenge because it helps. People don't understand how much clearer they are when they start to be intentional about the things they want. How much clearer when you start clearing out that clutter, clearing out that waste, right? Like, you get so clear on what you want and you're capable of setting those boundaries and you're capable of starting to focus on what you want to happen and creating it instead of just letting the world push you around.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because that's how people live their life.
What's so good about this 14-day challenge at the beginning of 2022 is that we coaches have so many tried and tested tools that we're going to offer. It's not just a cleanse. It's about mindset and
meditation and journaling.
All that great stuff. And, I can put the steps to really reflect on what word you want for 2022 in the group to get started early so that when we hit January 1, we're going with a bang. And, this is going to be great.
It's gonna be amazing.
Very excited. Very excited.
So I'm not sure if anybody else wants to share anything, but we will be back next week.
Next Thursday.
Yep, next Thursday. Our group will be open on Monday, so start looking for the post. Start looking for the guidance. I mean, it's gonna be amazing, and it doesn't stop there. It's gonna continue. It's just not like, oh, here's this 14 days. Now those girls are gone, and they don't want nothing else to do with us. This is a life-changing. It's life-changing. It's not just, okay, I'm gonna do it for the beginning of the year, and then the rest of the year I'm just gonna go about my business and see what happens. It's about really intending how you want your entire year and being accountable for what you want to do.
Absolutely.
So
100%.
everybody, I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing night, and we'll see
Thank
you next
you. Thank you. Have a good day.
Yes. We'll see you guys soon.